Harry, are you muted?
Prachtig weer. Veel foto's van strak blauwe lucht erbij. In de loop van de dag kwamen daar ook nog weer wat stapelwolken. Er is veel water bij ons.
Someone muted me. No, that's weird. I don't know how that happened. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's start all over again. Rewind, instant replay. Welcome to today's version of Harmonize2Energize, the weekly, mostly weekly sharing of aspects of JIN SHIN JYUTSU, self-help, and any other modality that has overlapping connections. My name is Terry Matthews. I've been a student of JIN SHIN JYUTSU for, I can't remember how long, maybe over 30 years. And I've been leading the Harmonize2Energize sessions for about 4.5 years now. And it's my pleasure to share those aspects of JIN SHIN JYUTSU, which I've learned over the years, which are useful for people that are looking to help themselves harmonize in order to energize their system, hence the title. So for those of you that are completely brand new, if there's any of you on today, or those of you that are watching the replay who might be completely brand new, JIN SHIN JYUTSU is an art of harmonizing life energy, life force, prana, and another word I learned this week, orgone energy. This is something I learned from a book on homeopathy. Harmonizing that energy as it moves congruently or not congruently through energy pathways in the body. And there's 12 of them in classical traditional Chinese medicine and in traditional Japanese medicine. In traditional Chinese medicine, they're regulated by what acupuncturists will call points. And in JIN SHIN JYUTSU, they're regulated by what we call safety energy locks. There's 26 of them, the diameter of the width of your palm of your hand, not mine, yours. And there's 26 left and right of the spine and 3 in the arms. And we place our fingers, our thumbs, our palms, the back of our hands on these safety energy locks in order to allow this life energy to move through unblocked. We block that life energy through our, generally speaking, through our thoughts, words, and deeds. And this might seem a little way out there, but those thoughts, words, and deeds ricochet through the universe. And as time could be said to be eternal, who knows how long those thoughts have been ricocheting through the universe. So our energy field can feel some resistance to flowing, to harmonizing. But with JIN SHIN JYUTSU, we're going to find ways and apply ways of unblocking using the safety energy locks, and therefore the potential to harmonize our life at the level of thinking, speaking, and being. So without further ado, it's always my pleasure to have a mystery presenter. And today's mystery presenter from central France, where apparently it might be raining, there might be a storm going on. Doesn't matter. Amidst it all, it's my pleasure and privilege to bring on today Anja Moeckli. Welcome, Anja. For those of you that don't know her, she's been a long time organizer and practitioner. And rather than me carry on my understanding, let Anja talk.
Oh, hello everybody around the world, whoever is joining or watching the video. It's a pleasure to be here. And actually, I thought a little bit, what do I want to share this time? And I thought perhaps it's talking about don't do's and do's and learning packages I've had the last 2 years. And we start with this through all the JIN SHIN JYUTSU world, going, hold your safety energy log once, 1 hour a day, at least a year. The safety energy log 1, for those who don't know where that is, it's just the inner side of, the inside of the knee, and you can hold it with the hands crossed or the hands as you like. And so that holding the 1, safety energy log 1, with the meaning of prime mover and primal trust, should bring within 1 year everything in movement, what got stuck from thoughts, from mind, from feelings, from life, beings, from things we should end and we couldn't end, all these things. And I tried a couple of years ago, perhaps 10 years ago, for the first time, and I quit after 3 months because I got heavy depressions. I tried again, holding my ones for a year after, I don't know, 5 years. And again, I had to quit after 3 months, roundabout, because of heavy depressions. So, and then this interesting January 2022 appeared, and in my loved study group, Kelly Mount, one of the instructors, had the idea to start the year and to hold the ones. In the group, who wants, who don't want, doesn't need to hold the ones, of course. I said, that's my chance. I will try again. And perhaps for all of those who are a little bit in the JIN SHIN JYUTSU language, the try thing is tricky. Oh, wait, there's just, oh no, I can't actually say how. There's in the chat, there is a question how safety energy log is in French, because I live in France since 1 year and I don't know the word yet. So next time I will know that. Let's go back to the ones. I tried again in January 22, and because of we were a group, it felt different. I thought, okay, I will do that every day, 1 hour a day, holding my ones. It will be for my good. I did it. I never liked it. It hurts. Since then, my hips hurt. Since then, because holding this, if you all touch your ones, for me, it always gives a little tension in the hip region. So, but I was brave. I will try to really go through this one thing. And I had my depression after 2 weeks, so, and not so deep. So I thought, okay, that's done. Let's see what's going on. And actually, there was so many people were describing so many wow effects and things, and I felt nothing more than shaky, because my life in 22 was planned to be shaky already. So there was no need for more movement in my life. In my life, there would have been need for calming down and rest, because I had changes. I shut down my practice in Switzerland. I wasn't planning to move to France. I'm running through menopause. So there is a lot of changing in my life anyways in this 22 year. And there were actually, the energy of one was not really needed, but I thought I will do it. And I did. And it was not the best idea for me. And I wanted to share this story and the following things, because when you get into trying to, when it's going to be a task, when it's not feeling comfortable, Mary always said, do what's comfortable. Take the hand, the thumb, the finger, whatever is more comfortable to you. And I skipped my own rules because I really, in all my classes, I tell the people, if it's not comfortable, it's not the right thing for you. But I wanted to this year to do it every night, and I did it every evening, and I even did it after ballroom dancing 2 o'clock in the night for 1 hour. So that was my one story. But all is one. All the safety energy logs, all the 26 Terry has briefly talked about, are connected. And what I learned, that I really like this hour of JIN SHIN JYUTSU. So we had January after this year study group again, and we were starting with the self-help book 2, safety energy log 6, and I thought, balance, that's what I need. I need balance. Safety energy log 6 is at the arch of the foot here where my hand is, and I thought, I will do 1 hour a day, but no once I will hold 6. It's not comfortable. 1 hour holding your 6 is not comfortable. That's the reason why Mary gave us another self-help. And the evening I decided to hold the 6, my hands moved to 25. 25 is at the sit bones, and here and here, and it means quiet regeneration, quietly regenerating. Wow. I didn't decide to hold my 25s, my hands or my 25s decided that I will do that. I started, I'm holding my 25 every day, an hour, to regenerate, to cope all the change that now, 23, I moved to France, everything's new, everything had to happen. And the interesting thing is, in this 25 story, that I never was able to sit on my 25s for the 20 minutes when we are talking about muscle pain and regenerating after sports. And I really didn't like the 25, sitting on the 25 longer than 5-10 minutes. But this time, this year, it's perfect. And what I learned is, it's without trying to, it's just happening. It's definitely what I need at the moment. And it showed me so clear, like a mirror, why do you do things you don't like to do, even if it's JIN SHIN JYUTSU? And that's why I wanted to share this story, because if the hold is appropriate, you will hold it naturally. If it's work to be done, then it's not yours. And my 25s are saving my life at the moment, but they really don't keep me in my energy. It's very interesting because there's so much going on here with the foreign language, with the new work, with being alone or being not alone. It's all everything is new here. 25 keeps me balanced and keeps me on track, but it doesn't really keep my energy. And that was my second learn package this year, is what I always tell the people in my classes, when you do JIN SHIN JYUTSU 4, helping with back pain, for the ears, for the throat, for the stomach, for whatever, it will help at the beginning. But actually, if you don't change your thinking, your feeling, your way of life, it will not prevent you from running out of energy. Actually, in my situation, it's out of energy. So I feel totally balanced, but tired, really, really tired. And so I have to change my life so that 25 can give back or can load my batteries, because at the moment it's always like running at the edge, and it works. But for the next year, the next season, when the clients, the guests are coming, we have we rent holiday flats here. I have to find my new flow for living without living against myself. And I really do a lot of JIN SHIN JYUTSU, and JIN SHIN JYUTSU keeps me alive, but it's not preventing me from making mistakes. And I will only really recover, when I can correct my way of living. That was my second learn package of the year 23. And the third learning package was just 4 weeks ago, a little more than 4 weeks ago, when my dog, out of the blue, Sunday evenings, started to have incredible pain. And I didn't want to go to a emergency veterinary somewhere. Everything here is an hour to drive, because I know I have really good veterinary just nearby, but I knew the opening hours Monday morning. So we had to survive this Sunday evening, but I was quite confident. I have these hands. I practice JIN SHIN JYUTSU since more than 25 years. I will help my dog with pain release, because she really had pain. So we went to bed. My dog couldn't lay down. I practiced JIN SHIN JYUTSU on my dog, on me, not to have too much focus on my dog. And I invited her to take whatever she needs. She couldn't lay down because laying down hurts her. So she sat beside me in my bed, resting her head on my hip when I was at the side. And I started to become desperate, because all my JIN SHIN JYUTSU knowledge and all my experience was blown away. It didn't help. She had pain. I couldn't help her, not at all. And I got more and more desperate. I couldn't sleep. My dog had pain and I couldn't help. And that made me totally desperate. I think it's important for you all to know that there are, even if you're an experienced JIN SHIN JYUTSU practitioner, there are moments where you are desperate. I brought her to the veterinarian the next day, and it turned out that she had a huge tumor, and the veterinarian told me that when this tumor starts bleeding, that causes the pain. It's not the tumor. So actually, JIN SHIN JYUTSU worked. JIN SHIN JYUTSU worked different than I wanted and different than I have expected. The first thing is when or if the pain would have gone, maybe I wouldn't have gone to the veterinarian. And if I wouldn't have gone to the veterinarian, because my dog hates going to the veterinarian, so if so, she would have been dead now. Very easy. But the second thing is, the veterinarian told me that when they made the diagnosis, there was around a spoonful full of blood in her body. And when they started surgery, there was more than a liter of blood in the body. So within 2-3 hours, the amount increased incredible. Her pain began Sunday evening, and I'm sure with my hands on, unexpectedly, I was able to stop the bleeding, at least until the moment we could go to the veterinarian. So I lost my trust in this night. I have just goosebumps again, because it was all that was really very intense for me. And I got it back actually one day later, when I realized JIN SHIN JYUTSU worked, but it worked in another way I wanted and I have expected it to work. And that made me so, I don't know the English word. It showed me how little I am as a being, wanting to have an effect instead of let the effect happen. By the way, my dog is fine. Everything is good. So all is one. Actually, that's what I want to talk about, because I tried to do holds for pain relief. I tried holds. I've held whatever I could grab at my dog, but I for sure did nothing at all for stop bleeding. But whatever you start, when you place your hands wherever you can, I for sure started with holding center of the chest and the back of the back around the safety energy locks 13 and 10, to calm her down, to get her in breathing. I started harmonizing myself, because I realized I have to work with myself and invite my dog, and whatever was needed, the higher intelligence of energy or of the higher beings or of my dog or whoever made out of my offered work on JIN SHIN JYUTSU what was needed in this moment. So it's not important to know all the safety energy locks. It's not important to know all the flows. There is no reason for knowing the super special extra specialist for ear projects or sinuses or whatever. There's only one very important thing. Just trust, breathe, and hold whatever you are able to hold or whatever you are thinking about. And I don't have anything more to say. Is there any question?
Is anyone raising their hand? If not, oh yeah, Diana, do you want to unmute?
I absolutely love hearing this because sometimes my practitioners would get upset if I got more pain from JIN SHIN, and I would say, no, I'm that stuck. It'll be okay tomorrow. I'll feel better tomorrow. It's helping. And one time I was very, very ill after surgery, and I have an immune deficiency. And I just got so sick, and my doctors wouldn't believe me. And a JIN SHIN practitioner worked on me, and I fell asleep and woke up with a very, very high fever. And then I went to urgent care. And because I finally had a high fever, they ran tests. And I wound up in the hospital for 5 days on a very strong antibacterial. And I think the JIN SHIN saved me. It's a similar story where if I didn't have that work and it wasn't trying to push something out of me and it generated that fever, that I really would have been much, much sicker and maybe not made it.
Yeah.
So I love your story.
Yes, and it shows, for me, it showed also that there is no need to, I have to fix and everything.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know?
I had kind of let it go. I was like, just send the practitioner. I give up trying to call the doctors and get taken seriously. And that you're right, just to stop trying to fix it.
And sometimes everything works with JIN SHIN, and sometimes it needs some additional help.
Yes.
And isn't it a blessing that we are in this situation to have all the possibilities? We don't have to go for an either or. We can decide for everything.
Yes.
Doing the one, that doesn't mean stop the other. And yes, my dog, it wasn't clear that if she survived the surgery because she lost so much blood, and so it was really, really really necessary. I think sometimes, also according to my opinion, sometimes the let's say Western or allopathic medicine is just giving us time to bring in balance what needs to to get into balance. And sometimes that needs a little more time than we have if there is like an appendicitis or something like that, or as you say, something with my dog. Now we have time to work on that. There is no tumors coming back. But for that moment, it worked perfect. I couldn't see it in the moment, but I was allowed to learn it afterwards. Yeah. But don't stop doing JIN SHIN JYUTSU.
Right. No, I try to do everything I can to help myself. But sometimes, like you said, the over trying, holding my pinky. And sometimes if you just let something go or walk away from it for a few days, and then the answer is there, where I would have wasted all that time continuing to try to figure something out. So I love your insights too, that you were able to stop and look back without kind of judging yourself, or, you know, you realized, wow, that did work. I did all the right steps for my animal. Thank God he's okay.
Yeah, I'm thankful for the gift of JIN SHIN JYUTSU, and there is no judging possible. Actually, I think judging is never ever. I love Mary is talking about that in Self-Help Book 3. Judging is for nothing, because every single person in the world is doing the best he or she could do in this second or in this moment. And looking back, sometimes we are wiser. We have more information. We can explain things different. But in this situation, we always do what comes into our minds when we combine our experience, our knowledge, and our intuition. And it must not necessarily make sense in that moment, especially when we apply our hands and use our hands for Jin Shin Jyutsu. Sometimes I just follow my hands and look where do they want to place, like my 25 story, which I would never ever have decided. And it's so interesting when we stop thinking what could be good for me and let our inner wisdom decide. It tells us something. So our safety energy logs, our friends, they start telling stories. What do you need? What do you have to take care for? And so it's very interesting just to follow your hands and where are they going to. Tom?
Yes, this picture of my Great Dane, she received an hour of Jin Shin every day for the last 2 years of her life, and she just loved it.
Oh, great picture. She loved it. Yes, they love it,
Yeah.
but they only love it when they need it, or if you want to do something, they run away.
No, she would lie under the table, and she always was on the correct side. I wanted the side until I did everything, but she always was where I didn't have to be. I don't know how she figured it, but she did.
Yeah.
Hip challenges. A lot of older dogs have that. Horses too.
Yeah. And perhaps I have a really nice, wait. I have a picture for you. Wait. Just for you to know, can you see the picture?
Yeah.
This was a dog who didn't like to get touched by hands. He really, he loved me, but he was so overexcited and he was biting at me for excitement. And so hands were not good. And we started to work, and he really brought his blanket so we can start working. And we started to work with, I do Jin Shin Jyutsu with my feet. So here, for example, it's a 22 and a cock 6. Or it's a 17 and a 13. So there are no limitations. There are no rules. The energy, as you see in Self-Help Book 3, of the 7 steps flow through palms and soles of the feet and the feet. And so if you are not able to touch, use your feet and stay in the trust. I always invited him. If you want, I'm sitting here, I did my self-help, and I invited him to come and join. And actually, for me, that's how I approach to every of my clients. I invite you to take the gift, even if you paid for it. But there are people who don't want to really get in balance, or let's say they want to get healed, but they don't want to change their lives. And that will not work, as I learned this year, with being balanced but exhausted, really exhausted. Any other questions, comments?
Anybody else? Raise your hand and unmute yourself.
And that's the reason why I'm not giving you anything for what are we going to which flow are we holding today, which safety energy lock I look on specially with you, because I think try yourself. What do you want to hold just now? And if there are no questions, hold whatever comes into your heart, more than to your mind. Might be one of the fingers, might be a safety energy lock. Being tired in the evening might be a safety energy lock like that. Be natural and hold what comes, what falls in your hand, and just pause. Listen inside and see what happens. I think that would be a nice ending of this Harmonize to Energize from my side. So everybody gets whatever he or she wants to hold. And when we calm down and close the eyes, and just listen. Listen to the breath. Listen to the tips of your fingers or your palms. Within the breath, all the safety energy locks are included. No searching for the best. Just exhaling. Listening to the mind. Is it busy or calm? Both is perfect. Listen to your stomach or your back. To your feet. And listen to all the noises around you. They are carried by the air we breathe. And all the noises are part of our life. And if you really want to explore yourself, listen to yourself every day, once in a while, couple of minutes, and look what safety energy lock or which finger you have chosen. To hold your hand while you are listening. Thank you.
I really don't want to say too much, simply because the energy of peace that I'm connecting to doesn't demand it. However, Anja, that was or is exquisite. in my view. And by the looks of the comments, I think that that's exactly how others are experiencing it too. At the end of the day, words get in the way. There you go, a little bit of poetry. And I never know ahead of time, and I don't think I told Anja that she probably had up to an hour, but it didn't really matter because she didn't have to have that process at the back of her mind. She could just connect with her oneness, her soul, which is where I feel that this was delivered from. And to me, she gave what I can only suggest is what Mary was really saying about the art of JIN SHIN JYUTSU. She was really giving us some signposts to simply be more connected with our heart and soul. And she often mentioned, you know, that JIN SHIN JYUTSU by itself was not enough. And she would talk about the weather, diet, all kinds of other aspects of our everyday living. So I think certainly what I received today is that very strong reminder that we can have the building blocks, we can have the safety energy locks, fingers, and we can have our understandings. And there are those moments, and sometimes there are a lot more of them, and sometimes a lot less, where we just suddenly let go and surrender to what is. And one thing I always remember Mary saying, certainly when I was treated by her, and if she was asked, she always put her hands together and said, after a treatment, "Thank you, God." And I always felt when she was with you, no matter her depth of mental knowledge, she was just totally present with what was and is. And she didn't have too many ideas about what should and what should not be. She was just present. And you have reminded us, in my view, what a gift that is. No pun or pun intended. The present, the gift, is being present to what is and letting the mind, which in my view is a processor of information, is not the ultimate source. It's a processor. Let that take a step back and allow the heart and soul to make that connection, let the hands go where they need to go based on that guidance. I think just about everyone I know needs to hear this presentation. It's authentically stated, which I'm sure maybe many, maybe I'm not sure, but maybe many practitioners of JIN SHIN JYUTSU have realized at one point or another. But this is the first time I've had a practitioner say it and connect to that level of authenticity. And that connection alone is priceless, in my view, totally priceless. And all of you out there who have been feeling the same and maybe sometimes didn't want to say so, you've been given permission. Anja has just given a perception, a authentic experience of herself interacting with the wisdom and knowledge of the art the art of JIN SHIN JYUTSU. And I think that word is important here too. It is an art. And when we practice some techniques long enough, there is a form of transcendence, and we then begin to become the witness of what is actually needed in that moment. Beautiful, Anja. Just exquisite. So thank you.
I have an addition.
Go on.
It's only a little one, but I love self-help book 3. Perhaps you have already realized it. And Mary wrote so many times the word smile in big letters, and she never explained what she meant with the word smile. And I was thinking about what it could be, and just when I came out of this listening into myself and feeling out of myself what I need to for being harmonized, smile to me means see my inner light expanding. And no one from outside can give that to me. It has to arise out of myself. And the more I can listen to myself, the more it can arise.
Yeah, and I might not have mentioned this, or I might have said it before, but that safety energy lock 4 is actually activated very strongly by the smile because of the connection between sternocleidomastoid muscles and cheekbone muscles here. And of course, the 4 is the window that lets in more light. So, Anja, perhaps this isn't necessarily the place to suggest this to you, but I'd have you on any time. Anytime, either to join me or to substitute for me if you ever want to. Folks, this is the level of JIN SHIN JYUTSU which maybe some of you do appreciate, and maybe some of you are learning to appreciate. It doesn't matter. Let it flow. Just let the energy, the light, the sound, let's go beyond there. 9th depth, let that come through. Let the no thing become the one thing. Yeah. I really didn't want to say a lot, but I just kind of, well, I'm so connected to where you're coming from. I'm like, oh wow. So that's it, folks. And it's a beautiful opportunity because next week there will not be. Yeah, thank you, Shani. I was just about to say that. Next Friday there isn't a Harmonize2Energize because it is an opportunity for us to give thanks. In the US, they make, one day a year for gratitude. I'm sure many people do more than one day, but Thanksgiving is in America next Thursday. And so there won't actually be a Harmonize2Energize being filmed and what have you. But the following week there will be, and I will have another guest presenter. So during the next 2 weeks, just be with who you are with and what you are with. Maybe reflect on some of these narratives. Maybe watch the replay, which, by the way, will be up within 24 to 48 hours, and connect with that sense, that witness within yourself. Anja gave you so many signposts there. I don't know if you're doing anything soon, Anja, or you want to write anything in the chat about, how people can contact you or whatever. Please do. you know. Yes, Mickey, H2E is now on Thursdays. I did say, however, that should a mystery presenter not be able to come on a Thursday for whatever reason, I will move it to a Friday, and I'll let you all know ahead. But everybody that I have lined up to present has joyfully accepted Thursday. Yes, you're right, Kimberly. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, the red shirt. That's right, my mother was wearing red. In fact, can you all see that? Yeah, well, maybe not. Yeah, there she is. She's in red.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that okay? Yeah. And we were talking earlier, just by some happenstance, that Anja shares some astrological similarities with my mother, which is very interesting. So yes, next week, have a break, do whatever you need to do, be wherever you need to be, and be safe. There you go. Anja's written something about what she's going to be doing.
Oh, I could just tell it. So if there's interested people for a self-help book 1 class in English, let me know, because we can do that in January or February. If I have enough people interested. Enough is 3 people, so that's not too many. So if there is someone interested in a self-help book 1 class with me, let me know. My email address is up there. Anja.Moeckli, M-O-E, oh God, I can't speak anymore. www.thehandson.ch. That's more easy. And the hands-on always with a minus in between, so you can read the words. I don't know. I'm tired. You know, it's late here. I've had my beer already. It's late here.
All right. Okay. Well, folks, you have a good rest of the day, week, weekend, wherever you are, for the next 2 weeks. And on November the 30th, a mysterious or a mystery presenter will will join us. And then further on, we will continue, and Wayne Hackett will in fact join us on the 14th of December now. He straight away said, yeah, I'll get to you on a Thursday. So Thursday's working out for people. Oh, Anja, I'm going to have to let you go. I'd love to talk to you again at some point when you're, less tired. And again, thank you, Anja. That was beautiful. And I wish you a beautiful rest of the day, and we'll be in touch. And all right, folks, you take care. I'm just going to end the recording now. For some reason it didn't.